going live on YouTube so that if you miss part of this or you join us late or whatever, if you want to redo some of the demonstrations that we do today, you will be able to find it on our YouTube channel. So welcome everyone. This is day 3 of Survivors Week 2022, and we are doing Wellness Wednesday, which is a very practical take on our topic from last night. Last night we had Lisa Rainwater, who is a counselor at Atrium Wake Forest Baptist, and she talked about anxiety. And so today we are here with 2 speakers from Hirsch Wellness Network, which is an organization, a nonprofit in Greensboro that offers cancer wellness and support programs. And it's been really nice because since the pandemic happened and a lot of our programs went virtual, our clients have been able to join in with Hirsch programs in ways that weren't as accessible before. So I've actually been doing some Wellness Wednesdays with Hirsch artists and practitioners over the last year, and it's been really fun to just incorporate some different things that we haven't offered as often at Cancer Services. So we'll be sure to send out links after this to the Survivors Week email to make sure that you know how to connect to Hirsch Wellness programs that you might benefit from. You can join Bev and Bill in different times during the next month and going forward. So we'll get you all that information as we go on. But I did send out a poll question, so I'm gonna end the poll. It looks like everyone answered. Thank you so much. And let me share results. So our question was, when you feel anxious about cancer, what is something you use to calm your mind? So people put music, that was 50% of people answered music. Art was 17%, exercise 50%, meditation or prayer was 67%. So that was the most common answer. Movies or binge watching shows, 17%, and talking with loved ones, 33%. Gratitude, 33%. FYI, we will be having a gratitude program coming up in July. And then someone put other, so for whoever wrote other, feel free to put in the chat what that other might be if you're willing to share. But I appreciate that. So there are lots of ways to deal with anxiety, especially cancer or sort of test-related anxiety. And that was the topic of last night. So if you missed it, you can find the recording on our Survivors Week webpage. But today we're incorporating 2 speakers who will give you some tools on how you might deal with stress and anxiety and generally help care for yourself and your well-being. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about our speakers and then we will hear from them. So first of all, we have Bill Savage. He is a student of Yang, and he practices the Qin, Shi, Xin Yi, Hun Yuan style of Taiji, which I'm doing my best here, with a lineage that can be traced directly back to Chen village where Taiji was created. He teaches an evidence-based curriculum that includes Taiji form, Qigong, and meditation. And the focus of the practice is not the esoteric. Bill, what does esoteric mean?
Weird stuff.
Okay. So the focus is not on the weird stuff. All right, good. Rather, the focus is on how Tai Chi practice can benefit the student in everyday life outside of like a formal Tai Chi classroom. So evidence-based Tai Chi and Qigong program is the same as Dr. Yang teaches to cancer patients at Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York City. And the combination of Taiji, Qigong, and meditation builds a practice with many benefits, including improved balance, strength, and your immune system. It helps ease stress and improve sleep, which I know a lot of people have challenges with. So Bill is certified by the Center for Taiji Studies, founded by Dr. Yang, and he teaches a weekly class at Hirsch Wellness on Monday evenings from 6 to 6:45. And the class is available for online, and also, is there in person currently as well?
Not right now.
Okay, so online. So we will send the links out for where you go to Hirsch Wellness page and you can find out about Bill's classes and sign up for those. And then I'll tell you about Bev. So Dr. Bev Vaughn is an ICRT Usui Holy Fire 3 Karuna Reiki Master Teacher, which is a very long title. But essentially she is a Reiki master. So she also does ICRT animal Reiki, and she enjoys teaching and giving Reiki privately. So if you're not familiar with Reiki, it's an energy therapy that we had prior to the pandemic. We had Reiki practitioners who would offer free sessions for our clients, very relaxing kind of therapy to receive. So she is also a Breathworks mindfulness for pain and anxiety coach. And so she's going to be talking today about Breathworks. And she's currently being certified as an EFT tapping clinician. If anyone participated in our Wellness Wednesday, gosh, when was it? November? No, February? Anyway, yeah. We did EFT tapping. It was very relaxing, like Julie zoned out. So she works with cancer patients and survivors at Hirsch Wellness Network, and she also volunteers in the infusion room at Cone Health Cancer Center in Greensboro. Also volunteers Reiki sessions to patients, staff, and nurses through the Alight program at Cone Health Cancer Center. She is a member of the APIS Collective. She has her bachelor's in music, master's in music, and a PhD in music education from Westminster Choir College, as well as UNC Greensboro. She taught for 30 years in public schools and 43 years privately. And in addition to teaching choir, theater, humanities, and general music, she was a guest choral director for all county programs, guest lecturer both nationally and internationally, and taught private voice and piano. And she founded and directed the Rockingham County Youth Chorus. So very varied and talented speakers we have today. So we're so grateful you're here. The way we're going to start off, and I will encourage anybody who's attending, you have two options. You can enter any questions in the Q&A, and you can put them in the chat, and I will be monitoring those, and we'll make sure that we get any of your questions answered. As you can tell, this is pretty informal, and any question is welcome, such as what is esoteric. So feel free to, if this is new to you, jump in and put your questions in the chat or whatever, and we will be happy to answer those. So first of all, what I want to do is to just have first Bev, and then Bill just talk a little bit about their area of expertise and what we're going to experience today. Just tell us a little bit about it so that we can kind of understand what you're going to offer. So Bev, you kick us off.
All right, good afternoon. I've been asked to explain about and lead you in mindfulness techniques to help calm the body and mind. And I wanted you to know that I am a breast cancer survivor, so I do know the pain of surgery and chemo and the anxiety of those yearly checks and just the worry of the what ifs. Mindfulness-based pain and anxiety management, otherwise known as Breathworks, uses meditation to enable you to focus on your breath and your pain and anxiety. Both always seem to come in the middle of the night and with a vengeance. And if you do nothing, it bothers you. If you pay no attention to it at all, or you try to, it also bothers you. So in other words, it just keeps perpetuating. Jamala Birch was in a very horrible car accident and went through much pain and rehab. And during this time, she began the program. So although it was originally intended for pain management, it has proven to be a great tool for stress and anxiety reduction. It's accepted by the British Medical Association and has been shown in many clinical trials to be effective as prescription painkillers for many people. Image shows that it soothes the brain patterns underlying pain, and over time, these changes take root and you feel the pain less. Neuroplasticity and rewiring of the brain occurs when we allow the amygdala to not respond to the typical fight, flight, freeze reaction, which we are all hardwired with. We are working with primary pain and secondary suffering. The primary pain is your core issue. Think of it as a cushion in your lap. And the secondary suffering is the emotional component, the what ifs. What if I don't improve? What if this comes back? What if, what if? And suddenly you're piling these cushions on top of you and you're feeling overwhelmed or a lot more anxious or feeling more pain. And we know from studies that 2/3 of the pain is emotional. So your primary pain is, or anxiety, is being enhanced by all this secondary what ifing. So we're going to try a short exercise, and I'm going to ask you to make a fist and notice what happened to your body when you made the fist. The breath is being cut off and the body is in a tense state. So releasing the fist, this time I want you, we're going to breathe into the fist and exhale out. And again, breathing into the fist and exhaling out. And one more time, breathing into the fist and exhaling out. And notice what's happening to the fist. It's starting to relax. And so when tension occurs in the body, we want to try to breathe into the tension and allow it to start to relax. So during the week, I want you to stop and take a deep breath anytime during the day or several times during the day and see where you're tensing and holding tension in the body, and then breathe it out. And I'd almost advise for you to do that in a 3-breath sequence so that you can see where it is. And oftentimes, because I do this daily myself, it's in weird places, like my calf muscles are really tense for some reason. So I'll breathe into my calf muscles. You don't always notice where the tension is, but by and large, every day you're carrying. For most of us, it's usually right here, but for a lot of us, it could be in the stomach or just in the lower extremities also. So I'll be leading you in a body scan meditation in a little bit, and you can either be seated or laying down. Either is fine. Keeping in mind that this is a practice. We are practicing this. So we're learning. So sometimes things may pop up, or you may think, oh, I don't know if I really like this exercise. Don't put any judgment on it. Just allow it to happen and recognize that over time, meditation becomes easier. I will use that term. And you'll resonate with some types and you won't resonate with others. So certain ones will become the ones you want to go to, and others you may be more resistant to. But sometimes when you resist, that means you need it the most. So I'll turn it over to Bill.
Great. Thanks, Bev.
Mhm.
All right, Bill, you're going to tell us a little bit more about what you're going to teach us.
Okay, so I didn't mean to be flip about the esoteric part, but sometimes it's real. I mean, it makes you sound smart when you use it, but it's just really talking about hard to understand and complicated. And Tai Chi has been around since the mid 600s. Qigong's been around for 3,000 to 4,000 years. There are so many levels you can go to, and some of them, a lot of them are over my head. It takes years and years of practice to get there and working with a really high-level teacher. But the thing I like to focus on is the more practical aspects of it. I always say if it doesn't help you when you leave the classroom or the training floor, then there's no point in you doing it at all. But the things that Bev's talking about happen in Tai Chi too. So, I mean, they're like this, okay? To do Qigong and Tai Chi, you need to be relaxed. I tell people Tai Chi, and a lot of folks call it a moving meditation. Qigong is a moving meditation. You need to be mindful about what you're doing, especially when you're doing the Tai Chi form, or you may just fall over. You'll get your feet wrapped around each other and you'll fall over. It also works. You can look it up on Google or Bing or whatever. There finally being studies that they've looked into this and shown the effects that it has: anxiety, tension, balance, other health benefits. But it's the kind of thing that you're up moving, and I like the fist exercise because the way I can tell students to stay relaxed while they're doing the form or doing a Qigong, and I'll probably say it again later, is to relax your hands. If your hands get tense, the tension goes up your arm, goes up your shoulder, and pretty soon you're tense everywhere and you can't move. The main key point that we use is move like you're moving in water, okay? That sounds kind of simple, but it really does work if you can get that in your mind. We also, a main component of this curriculum is meditation. We do standing, sitting, and lying meditation. We're going to do a little standing later on. Most people, if they've done meditation, they've done sitting meditation. But standing something new to a lot of folks. And not only the meditation benefits, but it's good for your balance. It's good for body awareness. It's also good for sleep. If you stand a little every day, usually end up sleeping better. My wife can tell you, once I hit the bed, I'm gone. That's it. So when we get to it a little later, we're going to actually get up and move a little bit. So a lot of the things that Bev's talking about happen when you do Tai Chi too. You know, it's, I like to think, you know, the good thing about it is you can do it for the rest of your life and continue to improve. The bad thing is you can do it for the rest of your life and continue to improve. So if you're type A, want to conquer it, move on, don't do this. The other good thing is that you can get benefits from the get-go. You don't have to train for 10 years to get benefits. It may take 10 years to really get good at something, and good at Tai Chi, but you don't have to, and you don't have to be perfect. Close actually counts when you're doing the Qigong and the Tai Chi. So we'll get up and do a little bit here and a little when we get to the next part. If you got any questions, put it in the chat and I'll do my best to answer it.
Yeah. Anybody got questions so far? I think that for me, it's just helpful to hear from both of you. And kind of, I appreciate your approach that as somebody who, you know, might not do this regularly, it seems very approachable and like something, okay, you can fit this into your day, either of these things or a combination of both, without having to necessarily attend a class or something like that. All right, so Bill, I think we can go ahead and move on to the Tai Chi demonstration, and I'm going to go ahead and turn off my video so that Bill is as large as possible for all of you.
Okay, so I'm going to stand up. If you guys get to the point you can stand up, that'll be great. Tai Chi works off the meridian system, energy. Qigong just means energy work, energy foundation, energy skills. So you're working on the energy in your body. So we're going to do something you kind of follow along. You can watch me. I'm going to try and teach you one or two that you can do tomorrow or the next day. I will tell you one training tip. If you learn one today, and this goes for a lot of things, if you learn it today, you need to do it for the next 2, 3, 4 days. Otherwise, it doesn't get on the hard drive. If you wait and say, well, I'll work on it on Saturday, you're probably going to start and you're going to get stumped, okay? So there's one Qigong that we do after every exercise. It's actually called washing organs. And the way you do it is you stand with your feet about shoulder width apart. You feel like you've got a string pulling you up from the top of your head. So you grow an inch. Your chin is relaxed. Don't let it go up in the air. Shoulders are relaxed. Your vertebrae are nice and stacked. You want to relax your keister just so you can feel like your tailbone's aimed at the ground. You don't want to stick your backside out. That puts pressure on your back. And then just a little flex in your knees. If you lock your knees while you're doing stuff you can't move, it blocks meridians. If you stand like that long enough, you're liable to pass out. So in general, in Tai Chi and Qigong, when you move up, you inhale. When the movement goes down, you exhale. When you come in, you inhale, and when you go out, you exhale. When you breathe, you want to try and fill up the balloon, okay? Most of us breathe up here. So we want to try and fill up all the lungs and get the air down into everything. So if you stand like that, your hands are at your side. You want to start lifting your arms with your palms facing down. Now let your hands come up. Don't lift with your shoulders. Your shoulders stay where they are. Palms come up as you're inhaling. And when you get about shoulder height, your palms turn up. You inhale up. When you get up as high as you can reach, don't force it, just stay relaxed. Exhale with your palms facing down. And you come down to what we call the dantian, which is right below the belly button. Then you do it again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So when you do this or any of them, feel like you're moving in water. So as your arms go up, it's like you can feel the water on the back of your arms, on the back of your hands. You turn up, you feel like you're pressing up through the water. And then you pull down. Okay? So we do that at the end of each Qigong. The dantian is just your energy reservoir. Okay? So the reason we do that is all these things are generating energy. So it tends to start bubbling up, and we're going to take it back down to the dantian. So if you ever heard the expression, he got his dander up, his temper flared, whatever, you see somebody that gets agitated, they start getting red in the face and getting all up here, all your energy comes up here. So if you feel like you're having one of those moments or something's just kind of making you anxious or you're getting fidgety, you can do this one any time. I had a friend of mine do it in the grocery store one day. He was having some issues with somebody. So you just inhale up, and it actually becomes kind of calming. And we always do it 3 times at the end of the exercise, but you can do it as many times as you want to. This is a Qigong exercise in and of itself. And you may find that it kind of takes the edge off things and calms you down. You got the big, deep breaths going. I also like to think about filling up the lungs like you're filling up a glass of water. So you fill up from down here up to here. And when you exhale, you just empty it. Okay. So another one that's pretty easy to learn is called grand opening. So similar posture, feet shoulder width apart. This is one of the 2 postures or foot stances in our curriculum. So you're going to start with your hands out to the side. And we have a thing called silk reeling. Okay. And I'm probably going to throw out a lot of things today. Don't try and remember it. The more things I throw out, maybe more things will stick. But you're going to pull in. Let me turn sideways a little bit. Just like you're kind of grabbing a rope or a string, and you're pulling in to the dantian right below your belly button. This action is spiraling energy up your arm. It's also working ligaments and tendons and joints. It's also working your hands. It's not like hitting the gym and grabbing a bunch of weight and pulling it and being real tense. So when you do this with your hand, don't squeeze the toothpaste out of the tube. It's all very relaxed. So this is working all the joints and things in your hands. So hopefully when you're old, you can still open your own pickle jar. Okay? So it's like that. So the hands come in. When you get to the belly button or in right below the dantian, your hands cross a little bit, and then they're going to rotate back out, palms up, palms out. And it's a big opening, big opening. And then you're going to come down, and when you get right below shoulder height, you're going to silk reel in to the belly button. Okay? Come together. Now the hands open, palms rotate out. and they come in. So this is opening the chest. A lot of us may sit at a computer all day or sit at a desk. We get like this, we drive, we sit and watch TV. Our chest gets closed. Your chest gets closed, you're cramping the lungs. They can't expand. So this is opening the chest. And we do a lot of things in this style to open the chest, make more room for the lungs to expand. It's working on your shoulder joints, your elbow joints. You want your feet, if you can, square, parallel, but if that bothers your knees, you can turn your toes out just a little bit, okay? The big thing to remember in this, it's no pain, not no pain, no gain. If it hurts, don't do it, okay? If you're working with a teacher, they can make, if you've got a hitch and you're giddy up, they can make an adjustment so that you can do a particular Qigong. If it's too strenuous for you, don't do it now. You may have to work up to it, or if it's something that bothers you in particular, just don't do that one. There are thousands of Qigong exercises and they overlap. You can find another variation to accomplish the same thing. So let's do this one together. We'll do it a few times. Again, relax and try and let the hands move and not pull with your shoulders. Keep your hands relaxed. Okay. Big inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, on your own. You got it. And now wash your organs. Big inhale. Exhale. Now put your hands right below your belly button. Guys, left hand on the bottom, ladies, right hand on the bottom. And then you're going to make 3 circles, one direction and 3 the other way. Okay. Okay, this is one of those little esoteric things I was talking about. The Dantian is the energy center. During the day, it rotates one direction. It rotates every 12 hours, one rotation. So when you gather the energy, this is just, think of it as mixing it up, okay? The good thing about this is you don't have to understand all these things for it to work. You just have to do it. It's like you get in the car. If you have an older car like me, you turn the key. If you have a newer car, you press the button. You don't necessarily know what's happening. You just know it starts, you put it in drive, and off you go. Kind of the same thing here. As time goes on, you'll learn more. You can learn as much as you want to in your practice, but you don't have to understand every little detail to do it. You just need to do it, and it'll work. Okay, just like starting your car. So another thing that Tai Chi is good for, and Qigong for that matter, is balance and shifting your weight. After the age of 44, you start losing the ability to shift your balance. I can remember in class when Dr. Young told us this, I'm listening to him and all of a sudden I'm thinking like, no, I didn't. I'm like the only one in class standing there doing this. Okay. But if you think about it, if you can't shift your weight and you need to turn to go do something, if you turn and do that, you're liable to fall. If you can't shift your weight, you're more likely to fall. Not that Tai Chi is going to prevent every fall, but sometimes if you fall, you do it more gracefully. A few years ago, I was walking my dogs and we ended up meeting another guy with a couple other big dogs. And I always have treats in my pocket. So they were all getting around my legs and stuff. And then they got a little wound up and they got me tangled up. And all of a sudden I knew I was going over. The good thing was I was near the curb. So I thought, do I land on the asphalt or do I land in the grass? The grass seemed like it'd be a whole lot softer. So I just sort of went down in the grass and rolled over and I didn't get hurt. I think a lot of that had to do with this. I could control my body enough because I didn't have any room to step. I had like 4 60-pound dogs around my feet. So I was going over and I didn't get hurt. I just got up and they still wanted their treats. So we do think we're not really going to do a lot of the Tai Chi form because it's kind of hard to do on camera. I'll end up off camera and you won't be able to see. But I want to do a couple that work on shifting your weight. So if you'll take and put your left foot out in front and your right foot in the back, or you can mirror me either way. And just make sure you're not standing on a tightrope so your heels aren't lined up. You've got a little space between your heels. And this one's called gathering energy from the earth. So you start out with about 60% on your back leg, 40% on your front. So what the body's going to do is it's going to shift forward about to 60 on the front and 60 on the back. You're staying erect, stand straight. Don't let your knee go past your toe. The other thing in this, your knees and toes line up. That protects your knees. You always want to take care of your knees. So you shift forward and you shift back. So that's basically the footwork. So now we add the arms. The other good thing about Tai Chi, it's also good for cognitive issues because you have to be aware of what your left foot's doing, where your hands are going, and all of a sudden your right hand's over here doing this, your left hand's over here doing that, and you're doing movements that you maybe not have done before. So it gets up in here and your brain has to rethink stuff and rewire and figure out how to do all this stuff, okay? So start with your hands like this. Again, don't lift with your shoulders. Just let your hands come up. You got 60 on the back, so you're going to let your hands drop in kind of a U shape. When they get down, you're going to inhale up and pull up to about your chest. Now you're going to shift forward and release out, exhale, 2, down, 3. Up, 1, inhale, out, 2, exhale, down, 3. So it's not a real big move, but it does help, okay? So we'll do this a few times, and we do everything on both sides, and you'll find you have one side is better than the other side. One side comes more easily than the other side. So let's start down here. Here we go. Up. 1, inhale. 2, release. 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, everybody on their own. Nice and slowly, like you're moving in water. Okay, now switch sides. Your right foot or the other foot out front. Make sure your heels aren't lined up. You got some space between your heels. If you got a wooden floor, look down and make sure there's 2 or 3, 4 boards between your heels. And we'll do this, okay? Again, stay straight up. 1, inhale. 2, release, exhale. 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Everybody on their own. And wash your organs. Okay, so why do we do it slowly? A, is probably a little harder. You have to be able, it's harder to control it going more slowly than if you go faster. Going more slowly lets you be aware of the movement of where your body parts are, of your breath, everything that's going on. It's kind of like if you're in the gym lifting stuff, you get it up. It's a whole lot harder to just let it down if you're curling something, then get it up and do that. You miss out on a lot of benefit by just doing that, okay? You can also heave it up and drop it and do a lot heavier weight, which sounds more impressive, whereas if you took less weight and did it slowly and controlled it, it would actually be better for your muscles and stuff. So, like I said, Qigong's been around for maybe as long as 5,000 years. As an exercise. There are lots of different styles. The ones that I do come out of the Taiji style. There are 5 major styles of Tai Chi, Qin being the original. But there are a lot of other Qigong styles. There are Spring Forest, there's a Shaolin style. They all have different ways of approaching. Some of them are soft and slow like this. Some of them are quicker, more percussive, a little more strenuous. But I don't really care. I'm not really a style snob. If you find one that you like and you'll do it, that's great. I want to show you one that's good for balance. I think it turns into a moving meditation that I actually got from another teacher that just does Qigong. He's not in this particular style that I do, but it's called flowing motion. So again, feet shoulder width apart, and we'll do the arms first. So you're going to inhale with the palms facing up. They're going to come up to shoulder height. Now the arms are relaxed, okay? Don't get Superman arms and lock out. You never lock out the elbows. There's a little curve right there. And the hands typically are above the elbow. So there's just a little drop in the elbow right here. So you inhale up. 1. Then you're going to turn the hands over. 2. Then you're going to exhale and let them go down. And they're going to go just past center line. Okay. So the arms are palms up. 1, inhale. 2, turn over. 3, exhale. Go down. So eventually, when we first learn, everything is 1, 2, 3. And sometimes it feels like that. You're going 1, 2, 3. Eventually, you're going to get to the point where that 1, 2, 3 just becomes 1. But what you want to do is you always want to make sure you finish the move before you go to the next one. You don't stop, but you finish. So the thing is when you watch somebody that's been practicing a long time, it may look like they never finished the move or they just kept going. It's just that they've practiced long enough for it to smooth out. And you don't really see that. Their transition is very smooth. So you want to get up here and get your hands turned over before you go down, as opposed to get up here and start down and turn your hands over as you go down in this one. That's just a little technical thing. So now we add the feet in. Things always, you get one down, there's always something else. So we'll leave the hands out and arms out for right now. So as you inhale, well, you actually need them. So think of the hands coming up. They're going to raise you up and you're going to come up on your toes. Okay? So to do that, again, go straight up. Feel like that string's pulling you up. The inhale will help you go up. And then pick a point straight out in front of you and focus on it. That'll help with your balance, okay? So we inhale up. As you do, you lift up onto your toes. Get up here. There's a slight pause. Turn your hands over and then let yourself down. Don't get up here and drop. Raise up. Start to exhale. Come down. And then as the hands come past center line, you rock back on your heels. You just want to get your toes off the ground, okay? So now this isn't a contest to see. You don't have to get up on point. It's not to see who can get the highest. It's just you want to get your heels up off the ground, come down, and your toes off the ground. So a lot of these things seem real simple, but there's always a lot of stuff going on. Always say all this stuff is very complex in its simplicity. So doing this, you're moving energy around the body. You're working all the lymph system up here because the lymph system has no pump. It's just muscles moving. So you got to move. Okay, so it's moving this up here, all the lymph around. Again, you're working the chest, the shoulders are moving. You're getting a little silk reeling in here with this. You're rocking on your feet. All the reflexology points and acupressure points on your feet are getting mushed around down there. You're hitting all that. You're breathing. And you're working on your balance. They've actually done studies to show that people that practice Qigong actually increase their oxygen intake, their lung volume. This particular exercise, the saying goes that if you do it 1,000 times a day, you'll live forever. I don't know anybody that's done it that many times. They also say if you do it 100 times a day, you'll have good health. So there again, that to me, that may be a little on the esoteric, or as a friend of mine says, the magic woo-woo side. For me, I've done it up to 300 times at one time, and it becomes a moving meditation, and you just, you don't zone out, but you just kind of get into it, following your breath, and you relax and things calm down. Okay. So there's the meditation side of it, but then there's the physical aspect, and all of us need to work on our balance. So let's do it a few times. Again, don't try and bounce up. Don't try and get way, way up. Just, if your heels just come up a little bit, that's cool. If your big toe comes off the ground right now, that's cool. So here we go. Inhale. 1, 2. Exhale. Let yourself back down. Toes off the ground. Inhale. Again, feel like you're moving in water. And wash organs. Okay, so that's 2 or 3 that you can do anytime. It also qualifies as hotel Tai Chi. Hotel Qigong, where you don't have a lot of space, you don't need much room to do it. I tell people a little bit every day. You don't have to do 2 hours every day. Don't save up on Saturday and say, I'll do it for an hour. A little bit every day. Also, I always ask people, I say, if you can only do one thing, do your standing meditation. Okay. Standing meditation will improve your Qigong and your Tai Chi, in addition to other things and other parts of the practice. So I'm going to show you one thing, and then I'm going to hush. I'm going to back up a little bit, so hopefully you can see it. I just want to show you the first couple of moves of the form. It's maybe one of these days we'll get to do that a little more when things are in person. But I just want to show you the first 2 or 3 moves, because they'll stay pretty much within the camera. So then we'll move on. Okay, so that's the first moves of a 7 movement form that Dr. Young created for research purposes. It's also the one that he used with his cancer patients when he was teaching at Sloan Kettering. It's 7 moves with multiple parts. It's easier to learn, but it has all the fundamentals, all the basics of Tai Chi. Balance, coordination, cognitive training, strength training, breath training, all that stuff in a 7. The form that I do most of the time has 48 moves. Okay. It's a little longer, it takes a little longer to learn. So hopefully that gives you a little idea about Qigong and Tai Chi. Hopefully maybe you can remember some of those moves and try them sometimes. I hope so. So I'm going to hush and let Bev have her turn. Thank y'all.
Thank you so much, Bill.
Yes,
Hope
ma'am.
everyone is feeling the energy now. And yeah, so we're gonna have Bev do a what did we call it? Oh, a body scan meditation. Okay, so I will also hush and turn it over to Bev for our body scan meditation.
All right, so I'm inviting you to get into a comfortable sitting or laying position and taking in a deep breath and exhaling out. Remembering as we are sitting, we are stepping out of autopilot and arriving into the moment. And if you are comfortable, closing your eyes or using a soft downward gaze. And let's try dropping from the head into the body. Let's feel all the contact points of the body with the chair. Maybe this is the first time that you've checked in with yourself today, but notice what arrived with you. Maybe some tension or tiredness, maybe some easefulness. Just allowing, acknowledging whatever is here in the moment. Let your awareness find a focal point, maybe a breath, place where you feel your breath, or maybe just the soles of your feet. Just let your attention rest in this one place in the body. Just resting here. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. Just resting in the moment. Now, let's start by feeling the sensations at the top of your head. Notice any tingling or pulsing, pressure, warmth, cool. And gradually moving down to the back of the head. And to the right side. and the left. And now to your ears. And moving to the forehead. Your eyes. The nose. Cheeks. And mouth. Allowing your jaw to relax and your tongue. Take your time. You're offering a soft, receptive attention, not trying to change anything. Now bring your attention to the area of your neck and throat. Notice, without any judgment, any sensations that are present. Bring your awareness to your shoulders and allow them to drop back into the chair so that they're fully supported. Allow your arms to fall away from the shoulders. Moving down the arms to your hands. Noticing what you feel in the fingers. Maybe some tingling. Warmth, cool. Backs of the hands. And the palms. Just noticing the life of the body. Now place your awareness inside your chest. Gently receive the heart area sensations. And then throughout the entire chest area. Slowly moving down to the stomach. and then the abdomen. And bringing your attention to the shoulder blade area of the upper back. And the mid back. And the lower back. What sensations are you feeling there? And then bring your awareness to the entire spinal column. Breathing in from the top of the head down to the base of the spinal column. Continue to let your attention sweep down slowly through the body, feeling your hips and buttocks. Allow the buttocks to relax and feel soft against the chair. Now let the legs fall gently away from the hips, giving the weight of your legs up to gravity. Moving to the thigh, feeling the top, sides, and back of your thighs. And now to the knees. And then the calves. Sense the length and volume of your legs, bringing awareness. Feel them from the inside to the outside. Let your awareness fill your ankles, Move to the tops of the feet. The soles of your feet. And your toes. What do you feel there? Now open your attention to include your whole body in a full way. Be aware of the body as a field of changing and floating sensations, a subtle energy field that vitalizes and gives life to every cell and organ in your body. Can you sense the breath in the whole body? Very gently expanding on the breath and subsiding on the out breath. If you've got a pain or discomfort, can you let these areas be gently massaged and soothed by the gentle rhythm of the natural breath, allowing the breath to be saturated with tenderness and kindness. And as you rest within the natural and continual flow of the movement in the body with the natural breath, you may notice how sensations are continually changing. What you think of as pain or discomfort is changing sensations coming into being and passing away, moment by moment. We will stay with these feelings for a few minutes. Gently let your attention expand outward again, including the sounds and smells of the room you are in. Gentle movements as you are taking your breath. And taking a moment to check in. How is your body feeling now? How are you doing in this moment? And as we come back together, just approach it as a new moment, bringing whatever is here with you. But step into this present moment. When you are ready, focusing on your eyes, taking a deep breath in and out, and slowly opening your eyes. Thank you.
Thanks, Bev. I know everyone is very calm and relaxed, so I'll try not to change the energy on that. Yeah, so let me see if we have any questions from our participants. I think this is a great, well, both of them are great ways to sort of prepare for sleeping, or when you just need to deal with that extra energy, anxiety that you're ready to push off. So if we don't have any specific questions, I will say that this is a recorded session, which is nice because our previous Wellness Wednesdays, we had not recorded them. So if you need some extra guidance through through these, you can come back and watch them again. We will send the link out to everyone who's on the Survivors Week email list. So you'll get that. You can find it on our Cancer Services YouTube channel. And of course, we want you to also continue practicing these things. So I want to put a couple of links in the chat so that you all have time to pick it up before we sign off. I didn't want to put it in at the last minute because then you wouldn't get a chance to get it. So this, what I put in there is Hirsch's Hirsch Wellness Network. That's their website. And Bill offers Tai Chi every Monday, 6:15 to 7. Is that right, Bill?
Yes.
Okay. And chair Qigong every Tuesday from 6:15 to 6:45. So if you want to attend that, you just need to go to hirschwellnessnetwork.org and find the next one you want to participate in. So June 16th would be June 13th would be Monday. June 14th would be Tuesday. And you can go sign up for those, or if there's a future Monday or Tuesday you want to do it. The other thing that I will also point out for you is that, put these in the chat. Bev is offering 2 sessions in June. And we actually talked about, let me put those in there. So if you wanted to do another Bill and Bev back-to-back session, you could sign up for Chair Qigong on June 14th from 6:15 to 6:45, and then Bev's EFT tapping, which is June 14th from 7 to 7:45. So that would be a great way for you to do this again in less than a week's time to try to help you get into a rhythm of utilizing these tools. Bev also is offering Breathworks for pain and anxiety from 7 to 7:45 on June 28th. So that's also a Tuesday. So you really could, if you want to plan out thinking of June, you could do those two things on the 14th, do them again on the 28th. And then I think that would be great ways to sort of refresh yourself on what you're learning. So those are options. Of course, Cancer Services has other things going on, so you can always go on our website and our calendar registration pages. I'm not putting the links in the chat because I know you all are getting those on a daily basis this week. So if you have any questions, though, you can always contact me. Anything else from participants or Bev or Bill? Kind of last minute thoughts before we move into our final standing meditation? Nope. Okay. So I will ask Bill to kind of close us for the day. And he's going to do a 5-minute standing meditation to get us prepared to send out back into our lives.
Okay, so standing is a big part of my practice and friends of mine that practice this. We won't do like Dr. Young's first class with his teacher, Grandmaster Fung. His first training with him was Grandmaster Fung said, go over there and stand for 2 hours. So that would be a real good way to clear the room right quickly. So same posture we talked about earlier. Feet shoulder width apart. You can make them a little wider if you want to. Grow an inch. Shoulders relaxed. Spine erect. Hips relaxed. Your tailbone kind of aimed at the ground between your feet. Your knees relaxed. Weight kind of equally distributed over your feet. So this is just a basic meditation technique. We do this in different postures, but we'll do the one. Your hands are relaxed, aimed at the ground. Again, don't lock your arms, okay? Just let them hang like you're driving your fingers into the ground, into the dirt. You just follow your breath in and out. You can repeat in and out. I'm breathing in and out. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. You don't have to say anything. You just follow it. A thought will come up. We're just asking the mind to be still, which it does not want to do. Its job is to think and run around. But as I say, the monkey will come to visit. When the monkey comes to visit, you basically say howdy and you go back to your breath. A thought comes up, don't react to it. Notice it, let it go. It's just like a wave in the ocean. It'll come up and it'll go away. Another one's going to come up, or the monkey's going to go away and bring friends. React to it. Don't assign a value to it. It's not good or bad. It just is, and let it go. So we'll stand like this. Follow your breath. I'm just going to hit a little timer so we won't go over. So nice and soft. If you feel tension, take a big breath and try and breathe the tension out, whichever part of your body is in. You should be relaxed by now. And wash your organs. All right, cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bill.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm going to put in the chat. Oh, I did a lot of talking there and Bev finally told me. Thanks everyone for hanging in there. Anyway, our session tomorrow is from 12 to 1:30, and we're going to be talking about moving forward after treatment with some experts from Novant Health. So we hope to see you there. You'll get the link in your email, and we will send out the recording to this session and the follow-up email tonight. Thanks so much, Bev and Bill and Hirsch Wellness, for partnering with us on this. Have a great